Oh, I forgot to put my mic on. Come here, Mikey. Hi, welcome to episode 19 of Comfy Cam. Today is the same day as the day that I recorded episode 18. I'm trying to get a little ahead on these things to stay on top of them. But today we're going to be answering random questions on the internet. I found a website. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Conversation Starters. I don't know. It's just a random question generator. And I thought that might be kind of fun. Maybe, I don't know. We'll try it and see what happens. Question 1. What still makes you cringe when you think back on it? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Way too much. One time when I was but a boy, when I was but a lad, I was going to a swimming place. What's that called? A water park. I was going to a water park with my friends. And I was going down this small slide. It wasn't the biggest slide there, but it was super fun because you could just shoot yourself down. And I was at the top of the slide and some little girl is behind me. She's like, "I can see your butt." And I was like, okay, whatever, loser. And then I get down and I go back up, and my friend, he's like, "Hey, I can see your butt." I was like, "Shut up, you just heard her say that." And he's like, "No, I can actually see your butt." So I turned around. Somehow, without my knowledge, my swim trunks had been ripped down the back. Like, not just ripped like down the side, like old man pajamas with the buttons on them, like a butt flap. I just had a butt flap that had just opened itself up, and the only thing that was between my butt and the rest of the world was the netting inside the trunks. And the worst part about it is we were there for some time already. I had no idea when they ripped. Who was letting me walk around with my freaking butt hanging out? I felt so bad because we had to leave right then because of me. I wrapped a towel around myself, and I was like walking around with a little towel dress on, and the owner comes up to me. I guess he was the owner of the park. I don't know. Otherwise it was some adult. And he's like, "Hey, you leaving?" I said, "Yep." Another weird thing there is there was this guy, and apparently this guy was known around the area for selling various narcotics, but he seemed like a pretty decent dude. He was also around that slide that I was at where you shot yourself down, but what he was doing was catching kids when they would come out the other side. So he'd catch them and then he'd throw them. I was just saying all this again is like, what is my childhood? I can't believe that happened. It was all fun and games until one kid did what I did and shot himself down the slide super fast. And he came out the other side, obviously feet first, but he went heel first into the drug man's mouth. And it knocked one of his teeth out into the pool. So then he's obviously holding his mouth, and the kids are like, "What's wrong, drug man?" And he says, "My tooth came out. Whoever finds it, I'll pay them." So you got this big old drug man in the pool. And all these little kids are searching through trying to find his missing tooth. In what situations do you wish you could throw a smoke bomb and disappear? None, probably. But I had a similar desire while in high school to disappear like that. And it was basically just like if I was ever in a class that I know wasn't worth my time and I was wasting my life being there, I really wanted the ability to be able to teleport, but I don't want to tell anybody that I have that ability. I just want to like hold my head, act real strange for some, maybe scream a little bit, and then all of a sudden just people will think that you just popped out of existence and that you had no control over it. Meanwhile, I'm just teleporting into the hallway or teleporting back home and eating some chicken nuggets and then teleporting back to catch the end of the class. And then obviously when you teleport back, you gotta teleport back screaming everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, oh, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I get sucked into other dimensions. What are 3 words that best describe you? Big pasty ogre. Next question. What's something that people think makes them look cool but actually does the opposite? I would say lifting trucks, but I know a lot of people that lift trucks and I don't want to make them mad. I would say it's pretending, not necessarily pretending, but showing off your big brain. Trying to let as many people know as possible that you are smart. I don't know if you've ever seen the video of Jimmy Neutron where he picks up the packet of salt and he's like, oh, it's just a little sodium chloride. And then I think it's a Vine, I can't remember who it's by. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description because it's well worth the watch. And then the guy's like, no dude, it's salt. It's like, that's what I said, sodium chloride. And he goes on this whole rant about like how calling things by their scientific name only makes you look more pompous and in turn less intelligent. And I don't think a lot of people realize that, because I've known a lot of people who are smart but really just need to let you know how smart they are. And it's like, okay buddy, everybody's got something that they're good at, you know. And even if everybody isn't as smart as you, everybody has something that they do better than you, I can guarantee that. But you don't see them shoving it down your throat. What pets did you have while you were growing up? We had a lot of pets. We had a beagle named Norman, and he ran away, I guess. That's like the earliest pet that I can remember is Norman. And then we had a lot of dogs. We had Sam as Chesapeake. She died. Now we have Kita as Chesapeake. I had a dog named Buddy, which was the greatest dog that ever lived. And then after he died, we got Sheila, which is also the greatest dog that's ever lived. And I also had a couple cats here and there. Richard Parker was my absolute favorite. He still watches over me to this day, and I can feel his presence. Otherwise, his main man was Wheatley, and Wheatley's still alive, and he is currently my main man, and I miss him very much because he has to stay home with the family while I'm in Duluth. We had a couple barnyard animals as well, which I might have talked about in the last episode. I can't remember. What odd talent do you have? This is a weird question because I feel like when people hear odd talent, it's not really a question of like, hey, that's pretty cool, you must have worked really hard to get this talent. It's more just like, what physical oddities do you have? I don't have any odd talents, I don't think. When I was a kid, I used to be like extremely flexible, and now that I grew up, I'm this big, giant, rigid man. But I can do this weird thing with my eye. Hopefully it focuses on me, but I can like move my eyelids. That's how I keep my big macho man persona up, is whenever I cry, I just close up my tear ducts. Otherwise, I have like this arm thing that just I can just pop my arm out or something and just pop it back in, pop it out, pop back in. If you had a giraffe that you needed to hide, where would you hide it? In pieces, probably, because I don't know where else I'd hide it. That's a dumb question. This is a great question. It's like this question was made for me. What song would you pay money to never hear again? So I don't know if you've been out to see the new Frozen movie or not yet, but this is another thing I'll never understand about Disney movies or musicals in general, is at least animated musicals, is they'll have celebrities that do a really nice job of singing these songs. But for whatever reason, they think that in the end credit scene, they need to have some like professional singer sing it instead, like a popified version of the song. And Frozen 2 decided to make the amazing decision to have Brennan Urie sing Into the Unknown, I think the song is called. I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, I just work in a movie theater and I hear it every night. I hear Brennan Urie and his insanely annoying voice just screaming through the theater. Like, who thought who that kids needed Brendan Urie in their life? Like, Brendan Urie's time has come and gone. We don't need to bring him back, especially this way. The vocals are like way too clean. It sounds way too strained and forced. It's just so god awful, and I have to hear it every night that I'm at work. So yeah, I paid a lot of money to never hear that song again. What kind of case do you have for your phone, and why did you choose it? I don't have a case for my phone, and I haven't had cases for my phones for some time. Don't know why. I've been pretty okay with keeping them safe. Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't use phone cases either. He does this thing, he says, I guess, where he gets a new phone and he just flips it around in his hands, and obviously over like a sweatshirt or something, so if it does fall, nothing happens to it. But he's like, if you just get your phone and you start flipping it around and whatever, he's like, you'll get used to it and you'll never drop it. So I guess that's what I'm doing. Mostly because I don't want to go through the trouble of finding a phone case, and I don't want to spend money on a phone case that's like you get an OtterBox for like $40. That's nuts. I'd rather just say that I was inspired by Neil deGrasse Tyson and this is some intellectual thing. What is your reason for getting out of bed in the morning? It's usually because if I lay in bed too long, my back hurts really bad, so I have to just like, at some point I have to get out of bed. Otherwise I have this like deep, resounding, just pain in my back. If you could only wear one outfit for the rest of your life, what would it be? Probably what I'm wearing, besides like these $15 Walmart shoes. I don't much enjoy these. They're not bad actually. They're more comfortable than most of my other shoes. It's just that they're not really built to last. I mean, I've only had them for a little while and they're coming apart. For $15, I don't care. I used to think that clothing was a huge part of your identity, and I still believe that it's a good way to show people who you are in a way. But for the most part, for day-to-day things, I have kind of taken on the belief that, just a black shirt and pants is fine. It doesn't matter if they're blue jeans or whatever these pants are that I'm wearing. But also it's just more affordable. Like if I go to Target or Walmart and I look at the t-shirt racks, like the graphic tees and stuff like that, I don't want to pay that much money for a couple shirts when I could just go over, get these blank shirts that don't say anything, I don't know, it's just the sorting through graphic tees and be like, nah, I don't want Chewbacca on my chest today. I want Pikachu maybe. I don't know. Do I want people to think that do I want people to know that I watch The Walking Dead, or do I want people to know that I hate my wife? I don't know. It's weird meme shirts and stuff that you find. I just want a black shirt, completely blank. Doesn't really say anything about me, but it also doesn't really convey anything that I don't want other people to think about me. If that makes any sense at all, I don't think it does. But black shirts, no opinions, just me. What keeps you up at night? Well, it's probably when I lay down too long, my back really hurts. Sometimes if I lay in bed too long before falling asleep, my back hurts and I can't fall asleep, and that's no good, no fun at all. What movie, picture, or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you watch it? When I was in high school, I hated being in high school. Not necessarily, but if I had a stressful test or something that was coming up, there was a time in high school where I just did not want to be there, and I really needed help just getting through the day. And luckily, I found that in the form of this video that I won't be showing. I'm going to link it in the description because I love this video so much. If I was nervous for a test, or I finished a test and I thought, I don't know if I did very well on this, I'm really nervous about this. It's bringing me down today. I just popped this video up and I watched this guy dance. This is just this guy dancing his heart out. And I know the song that's playing in the video isn't actually the song that he is dancing to, but it just fits so well together. And what song is it? Alicia Keys, No One. Okay, yeah, that's the one. It's just the best video, and it would brighten my mood every day. So let's do one more good question. What are some of your Pavlovian responses? I don't know if this is a Pavlovian response or not. I don't know how it ever started, but when I was a child, I was in school. And in school, we had the library hour, where, guess what, we'd go to the library, and we'd find books, and we'd check them out. But library hour was always the worst hour for me. I don't know what sparked this in me, but every time I'd go to the library, there's books everywhere, you know, and I'd be looking at the books, trying to find something interesting, but I would be overcome by this extremely powerful urge to go to the bathroom. My stomach would hurt like really bad suddenly, and I couldn't look at the books. It was so overwhelming. I had to close my eyes and I just look at something simple for a little while, and I just get this really strong feeling to go to the bathroom. It's not like I was in an emergency, like, oh man, I'm having an emergency, I gotta get to the bathroom now. But it's like approaching that level. And to this day, if I go into like a store and I'm looking at things on the shelf, just looking for things in general, makes me feel like I have to go to the bathroom. And I don't know why. Is that sharing too much? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember any trauma in the library or any trauma in places like looking for things and stuff like that. But it's just, libraries are the worst, but stores are almost as bad. I don't know if it's an anxiety thing. I don't know what it is, if it's just being so overwhelmed by such minor details everywhere. I just can't go to the library without having to go to the bathroom. So now, if I go to the store, or if I go to a library which I don't do, but if I go to like Barnes and Noble or something like that, it's like, okay, first stop is the bathroom, because I'm gonna enjoy my time in this store, and I don't want any distractions, and I don't want my brain to be thinking, oh dude, there's some books over there. You know what that means? You gotta get to the bathroom right away. I'm already ahead of you now, brain. I'm already in the bathroom, Barnes and Noble. I'm already in there with my stack of books. I'm reading them in the bathroom. That's how I save money. I read all my books in the bathroom at Barnes and Noble, and then I put them back on the shelf. But thanks for watching this episode of Comfy Cam. Tomorrow's episode will be episode 20, and that's very exciting because that means we only have 10 or 11 episodes to go, which is sad but exciting. So I'll see you tomorrow.